If you're PCSing a Joint Base Andrews, you probably have looked at Charles County and Calvert County. Let me give you some pros and cons of each area. Hey, my name is Rob Schou. I'm a realtor down here in Southern Maryland with EXP Realty, and the whole goal of this channel is to help make your move to Southern Maryland so much easier. So if that's something you'll be doing, use the contact information below, call me, text me, and I'd be happy to help any way that I possibly can. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Calvert County and Charles County are two counties that people look at when they're PCS into JBA, besides like that PG County and Capital Region area. But honestly, they're pretty different. So let's go piece by piece and talk about how they differ and maybe which one's going to be better for your lifestyle. First off, everyone worries about the commute. And I'm just going to say that the commute from Charles County, from most parts of it that people are looking, is probably going to be time-wise shorter and mile-wise a little bit shorter too. That being said, Calvert County isn't too far behind. I'm thinking of areas in Calvert County like Dunkirk, Owings, Chesapeake Beach, North Beach, and places like that. You're looking at a 45-minute to an hour and 15-minute commute, of course, depending on traffic. Now, Waldorf, depending on how close you are, it can be as close as like 30 minutes, maybe even less, but it can also be up to an hour depending on traffic as well. So then you just kind of figure in that Brandywine area, you're going to be a little bit closer in Charles County, and the Plata, of course, you're going to be a little bit further too. But it really varies on where you are in each location in Charles County, and of course, Calvert County as well. I will say if you're someone that doesn't like dealing with daily traffic, you might like the Calvert County commute better because once you get past that really congested area around JBA, you're going to start seeing more rural roads and more of a, open lane kind of situation where you're driving miles instead of sitting in traffic forever. Now, the second thing you're going to consider is probably housing types. Now, in Charles County, there is a variety of housing types for you, whether it's townhomes, apartments, condos, single family homes, larger single family homes and larger lots. There's a lot of it all within that Waldorf area. But if you're looking for a bigger home and a bigger lot, your commute's going to be longer if you are looking in Charles County. Compared to if you're looking in Charles County on maybe more of a tightly packed lot. Also, the bigger the lot, the bigger the house, the higher the budget is going to be in Waldorf. Now, you would think because you're further away in Calvert County that the properties are going to get cheaper, but that's not normally the case. It is the case for like North Beach and Chesapeake Beach, but you're looking at smaller homes on smaller lots. If you're looking in Owings or Dunkirk, you're looking at houses that are pretty large on 2, maybe 3 acre lots, and the prices reflect that. You're probably going to spend more on a single family home in Calvert County than you would in, say, Charles County for the most part, but you're probably going to get more lot, more house for a Calvert County house than you would in Charles County house if you're comparing it apples to apples. So really the housing depends on what kind of house you want. Do you want that big house? Do you want that big lot? Do you mind driving a little bit further for it? Calvert County may be the choice. Do you not care if you're right next to your neighbor, but you still want a nice house on a decent sized lot? Maybe Waldorf is the best choice for you. Third thing is lifestyle. If you're someone that wants to be as close as possible to DC for the weekend, you like having all the shops within driving distance, short driving distance to you, and you don't mind a bunch of traffic around while you're doing it, of course, Charles County is going to be a better option, especially the Brandywine and Waldorf area. If you're someone that wants a more rural lifestyle, there's southern parts of Charles County that can be an option, but honestly, Calvert County, due to the commute, is probably the better option. It is much more rural than I would say Charles County for the most part, but there are still things to do around there, and it's not too far from DC and Annapolis. It's not like you're moving to St. Mary's County, which can be an hour and a half to some places of DC. The fourth thing is schools. Now, in general, I use niche.com to rank the schools, but because the Calvert County and Charles County schools are controlled at the county level, it's really hard to give you exact which schools are the best when you get down to like which elementary, which middle, which high school. That really depends house to house because of the way the maps are drawn. I can say in general, niche.com usually ranks Calvert County schools higher than the Charles County schools. But when you drill down to individual schools, and you're comparing apples to apples, a house in Dunkirk that has this school district to a house in Waldorf that has this school district, it's really best to drill down on those specifics. So if you have questions about schools, reach out to me and we can talk one-on-one about what the data says for those schools. I use places like niche.com and the Maryland report card, which is put out by the state of Maryland, to really get a good idea of how the schools test or how the schools perform on testing and things like that, about which schools are best on those kind of things. And then it's really up to you about how the feel of the school in the neighborhood feels to you and which one makes the most sense for you and your family. So honestly, if your commute matters the most to you, you don't mind being in traffic, you want those urban conveniences close by, and you want different housing types than just a single family home, Charles County may be the best for you. But if you don't mind a longer commute, maybe you like being where less people are, and you're okay with being further from shopping and further from those urban centers, then Calvert County might be the best for you. So it really comes down to what lifestyle you want. Look, I really appreciate you watching this video. And if you have any questions or need any help, use the contact information below. Call me, text me, and I'll be happy to help any way that I possibly can. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.